Daniel's basically family, my wife said, smiling as she slid her hand off my knee and rested it casually on his arm, right after I'd read the last message she sent him an hour earlier. I wish you were sitting next to me instead. The table went quiet for half a second, just long enough for the clink of silverware to sound too loud. That was the moment. The one people think comes with shouting or plates breaking. It didn't. It came with wine glasses and soft lighting and my wife introducing another man like I hadn't already memorized the way his name lit up her phone. I'm 39. I manage logistics for a medical supply company in Chicago. I like order, schedules, predictability. My wife used to joke that I plan vacations the same way I plan budgets. We'd been married 11 years. Together 15. Long enough that our life looked settled from the outside. Long enough that cracks didn't announce themselves. They just widened quietly. Dinner that night was her idea. You'll like him, she'd said earlier. He's easy. No pressure. She wore the green dress I once told her made her look fearless. She hadn't worn it for me in years. I already knew about Daniel. Not because I went looking. Because her phone started lighting up at times that had nothing to do with work. Because she laughed differently when she typed. Because she stopped telling me things that mattered and started telling him. I saw the chats accidentally. She asked me to check a photo she'd taken at work. Her phone was unlocked. The screen was open. You don't forget what you weren't supposed to read. You don't unlearn how disposable you are in someone else's private language. So when she introduced him as her close friend, I nodded, shook his hand, felt the humiliation land slowly, like pressure behind the eyes. He was polite, confident, too comfortable in our space. He talked about her the way people talk about someone they already belong to. Inside jokes. Shared glances. I watched my wife become someone else at that table. Lighter. Engaged. Alive. I barely spoke. Not because I was stunned. Because I was already grieving. After dinner, while Daniel waited by the door, she kissed my cheek. Quick one. Apologetic. Thank you for being cool, she whispered. Cool. Like this was a test I'd passed. When the door closed behind him, the apartment felt larger. Echoey. She started clearing plates. I said her name once. Just once. She froze. Didn't turn around. You didn't have to do that, I said. Not like that. She sighed. The kind of sigh you give when you're tired of pretending something is complicated. You're imagining things, she said. You always do this. I told her about the messages. Not angrily. Calmly. I even quoted one. Word for word. That's when she turned around. There was no panic. No scrambling for excuses. Just a look I hadn't seen before. Assessment. It's not cheating, she said. Nothing physical happened. That's not what I asked, I replied. She leaned against the counter. Crossed her arms. You've been gone for years, she said. Emotionally. He listens. He sees me. I almost laughed. Almost. Because I remembered every night I asked her what was wrong and she said, nothing. Every time she pulled away and told me she was just tired. I asked her if she loved him. She hesitated. Not long. Just enough. I don't know, she said. But I know how I feel when I'm with him. I asked her what she felt with me. She didn't answer at first. Then she said it quietly. Cleanly. You're safe, she said. You're reliable. But you don't make me feel chosen anymore. That sentence erased something in me. Not anger. Identity. I slept in the guest room that night. Stared at the ceiling. Listened to her move around the apartment like nothing had cracked open. Around 3 in the morning I felt it hit. The collapse people don't talk about. The one where you realize you've been slowly disappearing in your own life. The next morning she asked if we could talk later. I nodded. Went to work. Forgot my lunch. Missed turns on familiar streets. When I came home I didn't sit down. Didn't ask questions. I told her I'd be staying with my brother for a while. She looked startled. You're overreacting. That word. Overreacting. After 11 years of loyalty. Of choosing her even when she stopped choosing me. I'm not, I said. I'm finally reacting the right amount. She cried then. Not because she lost me. Because the stability cracked. I didn't ask her to cut him off. Didn't demand apologies. Didn't threaten. I realized something simple and devastating. I didn't want to be the man who had to negotiate for basic respect. We separated quietly. No dramatic announcements. Friends were confused. Some didn't believe me. She told people we grew apart. I let her. The justice wasn't watching her regret it. It was watching myself come back. Slowly, awkwardly, learning what it felt like to take up space again. I moved into a small apartment with bad lighting and good silence. I cooked meals I actually liked. I stopped checking my phone for her moods. I learned that dignity isn't loud. It's firm. Here's what I know now. If someone can humiliate you calmly, they've been rehearsing your replacement for a long time. And if you recognize yourself shrinking to keep someone comfortable, that's not love. That's surrender. Choose yourself before you disappear completely.